Okay folks, we're going to start building the Panzerwagen III from Tamiya. We're going to do it in the desert camouflage. As for the drive sprockets, the drive sprockets are just as you see here. You see it has a key on it. Both sides line up and they just get glued together as two halves. So just basically just putting them together just like this. So once it's done, tiny bit of glue, that's no problem. As for the return roller, again, it's just a locating tab, and again they're just two halves, and they just go together, make up the drive sprocket just like this, simply, which I've already done over here. The wheels, as you see here, which one I'm looking at, this one here, they come just like this. I don't know if you can see this on camera. There is a bit of a seam line. Brand new tyres will have a seam line, so you can leave them just like that. But if you want them worn down, what you want to do is sand the actual tyre all the way around till it's rough. So you've got one that looks like this. So it's all been sanded. And then also some of the tyres, as you see in this image as well, there's chunks taken out of the tyre. So how you want to do that is you just get your hobby knife, carefully take chunks out of the tyre, which looks like this. The tyres chipped and it's got chunks taken out of it. That's like a worn down tyre. That's how you can get that type of effect. So I have done that already with those stack of tyres. As for the top tyres, you get this type of tyre with a pin. Again, very simple. You can't screw these up because I have locating tabs, and they're basically just two halves and they just lock into place once you've found the tab, and they just get glued into as two halves. Pretty simple. As for the guide pins, sorry, not guide pins, the tension arms on the back, there is two pins here and here. You can't really mess this up neither, because on the lower suspension you have this hole and this pin, this hole, this pin all the way along, and basically as the guide horn goes in, sorry, guide horn, what am I saying? The suspension arm, when you put it in, you can't mess it up because it locks into place, and so every single arm all the way down would be exactly the same, and it's going to make it flat and level. They don't actually work, but the way they've done it is so they're perfect, so you shouldn't have no wonky tracks. So we're going to put all of this on and put all the wheels on. Okay, these sections here make up the breech. This is breech block. These two halves here make up the main gun, internals, and part of the basket. Basically this gets glued in half and the breech sits in the middle. This is white, this is green, but they're calling out for silver, but I'm going to do mine green, just like it is in this book. This is the book I'll be using, the Haynes manual, Panzerwagen III. It's all about the tank, and obviously it's got all the variants from the A to the N. N was the very last variant that got made, which is the one I'm making, from 1943 to the end of the war. It's in collaboration with Tank Museum, so most of the reference material taken would be from the actual museum itself. The page I need. So this section here is all about the actual interior and gun, how the gun works. So it's a pretty cool book. Most of this is in black and white because it's from original tanks and stuff. It basically was the Pak 38 gun that they wanted to stick on the tank. That's the long barrel version. Different shells. But the section I need is the restored version. So from this section here is the restored version of the Panzerwagen III walk around. It's the long barrel, but basically the tank's going to be the same. And then this is engine parts. This is the interior shots. So most part is interior white, as they call out, but their breech is a dark green colour. That's what I'm going to do, not the silver. Exhaust is not rusty like people make it out to be. This is a running vehicle as well. It's not just a display. So my exhaust won't be as rusty as that. It will be dark grey and it'll be a little bit rusty, but for the most part it'll be okay. Most of the time the Tank Museum is pretty good at getting colours right and not getting too many mistakes on their tanks. More interior shots, then it goes into side profiles, then it talks about other sections of the tank, and then Africa colours and how the Africa stuff is. It's a pretty cool book. And then obviously this goes into the process of them restoring the tank and how they went about it. So this is, as I say, what I'll be using for reference material. There's the tank in running. So you can see that at Tank Fest and stuff like that. So it's pretty cool.